Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Lynx Beauty. Today is Friday, and we are having fun. Lynx fun, that is. I see rescued Eurasian Lynx Beauty. Kind of puzzling out some enrichment that I will explain here in a moment if you can't decrypt it yourself, as well as Ripley and Mo. Rescued Canada lynx right behind me in their habitat who are cracking into some fresh enrichment. So welcome everyone. Happy Friday. I am so happy to be here with everyone today. As always, we love checking in with our supporters who make all things Wildcat Sanctuary possible, from amazing moments like this with Miss Beauty, getting curious about some new enrichment, to new rescues, and of course special goodbyes like yesterday with Mr. Andre. So welcome everyone, and thank you for making what the Wildcat Sanctuary is. Hello Jeannie, hello Susan, Marcy Sanborn's here, and I'll explain what exactly Beauty has here in a moment. Part cat enrichment, part weather enrichment, and I'll elaborate on that in a moment. Hey Kendra Ditto, Carrie Miller, happy Friday. Patricia A. Saying hi to myself and Miss Beauty. Let's see who else is here. TGIF Kathy. I am feeling this Friday. Thanks for joining us today. Hey, Miss Beauty, you coming in saying hello to your people here?
Hello, Beauty.
Well, Beauty is a Eurasian lynx, and as you can tell, despite the winter that we've had here in northern Minnesota, Beauty was still able to develop a winter coat. But we had, well, basically a winter that wasn't really a winter. And being home to more than a handful of rescued wildcats that hail from regions of the world that are cool, more like cold for that matter, during the winter months, Beauty kind of missed out on some of that. She didn't get her snow this year. Well, she got some snow, but not as much as we nearly get. And we hardly had maybe more than 2 or 3 weeks of days that were below 0 degrees, which is very abnormal for Minnesota. So what Beauty has here is a little bit of a taste of winter, the best that we can give her. There's some ice that we have in one of our little kiddie pools, if you will, and what Beauty is knocking around in there is the infamous catnip ball. The catnip ball that I'm sure many of you saw the Five Wild group play with on the reel that Olivia made the other week, and it's kind of been making its rounds. It's kind of one of 2 or 3 catnip balls. Believe it or not, they're pretty expensive. 2 or 3 catnip balls that have been making its rounds across the sanctuary. So Beauty is not only enjoying a dose of winter in her little kiddie pool there, but a little catnip ball to spice it up even more. Yeah, Carrie Miller, that's couldn't have said it better myself. I think you did say it better than me. Nice to give Beauty's snowshoes a workout. Yeah, she missed out on some of that this year. I mean, just take a look at the habitats. And at the beginning of the winter, I was kind of making jokes to myself about making the 2025 calendar in the winter months. Oh, hardy har har, it'll be tough to find some snow photos. Well, now that we're coming closer and closer to spring and leaving winter, it's March 1st today, I'm actually getting a little concerned at what our 2025 calendar and how white and snowy it will look next year. Miss Beauty sitting back for a moment, and as I mentioned, Beauty is not the only rescued lynx on this live post who we're hoping is going to enjoy a dose of winter. We have Canada lynx Ripley and Mo across the way, as we refer, and I kind of described it on a live post earlier, as we refer to as Cougar Island, as we were just checking in with Beauty, who's formerly in the Cougar Cove area. She has her free roaming habitat attached to the central animal building, with Mo and Ripley having a bungalow, kind of being a little separated from Cougar Cove, which is why they are in Cougar Island. And I might go and join Olivia here. I think this is Ripley, if I'm not mistaken. She's a little bit smaller in stature, but I will admit, I have... It's Miko. I was going to say, I was just going to pause and give myself. I'll admit that when these two are separated, Miko and Ripley, they really do challenge me. So thank you for correcting me, Olivia. Timo, how are we doing today?
Fine.
Just fine. And what do we think, Miss Ripley? She says, yeah, I'm marching around. What's that? I think you are wrong, as a matter of fact,
okay,
Olivia.
Well, same thing that you just said, Judson. It's really, really hard to tell them apart if they're not together. So
yeah. So let's do a final correction.
So sorry.
Let's do it, Olivia. Let's do a final correction and just completely solidify that Judson was right the whole time.
You were right the whole time. Judson's always right.
But Miko, who I have here in front of me, and it was Ripley who I originally saw kind of sitting right on the doorstep of her bungalow. And it looks like these two are, well, let me do this. I'm kind of going all over the place here, but I'm going to go and point out their enrichment at least. And they have their own kiddie pool with some ice that a can of lynx like Miko and Ripley surely might have a time enjoying and kind of rolling and getting their scent in. We did add a little scent to the ice.
And Judson, I think part of my confusion was that Ripley was over here earlier, and she was enthralled with the scent that you put on the ice there.
Okay.
So, and then Miko was just over here checking out the pool, so I guess they swapped places.
I was going to say, I have Miko here, and Ripley has made her way into a box, Mr. Miko, so we can walk over here. Well, if I'm going to get a good look at your sister, that means that you can't be hanging out like that. And we might see a little bit of Ripley going over and saying hi to Buddy as well. And Ripley, who's a little bit more curious about Buddy, and Buddy, who sometimes can be a little bit more vocal about the presence of Ripley. Let's see, Mr. Miko. I'm going to see if your neighbor across the way is up to no good. And as we do here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, no enrichment is a silver bullet. And I'm hoping that Beauty will come back and enjoy her pool. She started out like she was having a blast with it, and I can only imagine that she'll be back soon. Hey, Torben, 50 stars. I can catch up on some comments while I'm catless right now. How about that? Paul Stringer saying Wi-Fi keeps dropping. That's no fun, Paul. I'm sorry about that. If for what it's worth, typically I also see like an error or a disruption in service when the Wi-Fi drops. I haven't seen any on this live, so whenever it kind of freezes up, I always suggest maybe just doing backing out of the stream and coming right back into it, and that can help. G'day, Stephen Davis from Sydney, Australia. Glad to have you with us as always from down under. Well, look, Beauty evaporated into her free roaming habitat here. Talk about not having snow. Obviously, Beauty has great camouflage year round, but certainly she has a little bit of an advantage without there being any snow. Jeannie Curry saying it's dropping a lot for you too. That's no fun, Jeannie. I'm sorry about that. Let's see here. Maybe if I just try to find greener pastures over this way and try to get some type of cat content happening for us on this Friday. I'll admit that it's a little, we're kind of jumping on our live post a little earlier as we have a safety meeting at 11 a.m., a sanctuary-wide safety meeting. So staff, interns, and so I wanted to knock this out a little earlier as 11 a.m. I have to be somewhere along with everybody. There must be some sleepy cougars because I don't see anybody enjoying the warm sun that we have on this Friday just yet. Hey Faith, thanks for checking in today. Glad to have you with us. Sue Button. Looks like you're kind of stuck hanging out with me today, I think. I do think I might be hear some rustling. Oh, this is kind of fun. If you're watching the Watch Wildcats cam on our YouTube channel, which is obviously just watchwildcats.com. Hey, Mr. Noah. You would see that Caretaker is actually in Daisy's habitat doing some cleaning and surely some placing of enrichment. So I can only imagine maybe we're missing out on cats right here on the live. Well, I have Mr. Noah here, one of our senior rescued cougars. But surely you'll be able to see Daisy prancing around her space, untethered by the restrictions of poor internet. So that's always good to know. Let's see here. Oh, I think I see a lynx finally in the pool. Olivia has a grin on her face.
Yeah, Miko went in the pool and now he's grooming his paws.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it looks like Miko really appreciated the activity, and Caretaker suspected that Ripley would be a little bit of a princess and not want to get her paws cold, and that seems to be the case. So
Okay. So
Miko says yes all the way. Ripley would rather say hi to Buddy.
So Olivia was kind of walking towards us. I know it's kind of windy as well, but Olivia mentioning that it was Miko who wanted to bat around with that ice a little bit, and looks like he's grooming his paws now. I got to admit, I had envisioned two Canada lynx to just plop those furry tushes right into the pool of ice, but at their own pace. Kathy at the Rock saying, and hello, Olivia.
Hello.
Sheila, I thank Noah for that too. I appreciate any and all cat presence on the lives, and truthfully, I went up to that habitat and I could hear, as the Five Wild group does, they love a good old cougar cuddle puddle, and their indoor bedroom certainly being a great space for that. And right as I was kind of up there, right on the habitat wall talking, I heard some shuffling inside the room. Mr. Social Noah had to come out and say hi to me. So I very much appreciated that. Pat Kushner, I'm Pat K, that's why I go with the initials. Happy Friday, Judson, and everyone at TWS. Hi, Olivia. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
You do the same. We certainly will. I think it's going to be a beautiful kind of early spring weekend, if you will, here in Minnesota. So the cats and people are looking forward to it. But not before we try to get you one last dose of winter, Mr. Miko and Ripley, with our ice pool.
We're doing our best.
We're doing our best. We weren't able to rely on Mother Nature to give us a traditional Minnesota winter this year for one reason or another, so here we are. Doing it our own way with some ice from our ice machine that you, of course, helped us fundraise for during our food and wellness campaign. Let's do a super zoom here, Mr. Miko, and see what we can do here. Hey, Linda Osmond, glad to have you with us. Happy Friday. And I mentioned earlier that Olivia, Timo, and I are going to have to sneak away as we have a kind of staff and intern wine meeting at 11 a.m., which is why I wanted to get a little jump on the live post here, and I appreciate Caretakers for kind of knocking their schedule ahead too to fit in this live post.
It takes teamwork.
Big time. Yes. Seriously, Olivia. Teamwork. And so, but nonetheless, I was going to kind of segue into that doesn't mean that you're going to miss out on live content from the Wildcat Sanctuary. WatchWildcats.com. The camera's on Daisy. Caretakers are in her habitat right now. It looks like they're doing some cleaning, shifting around some toys, adding some enrichment, so I'm sure you'll see Daisy enjoying herself there. But 10:57. We still got a few more minutes, folks.
It's nice to see Miko, and he's enjoying himself.
Yeah. Yeah, you like that. You got some wet paws, Mr. Miko, A lot of everyone wishing us a wonderful weekend, Olivia, and I so much
nice.
Appreciate it. From Kathy to right up here, Jeannie. I always love the positivity, and I want everyone to have a great weekend as well, and a safe weekend. And you know, here we are on It's March 1st, everyone, and I know that Tammy has made some mentions of things that are happening soon, and I always am impressed by how everyone has the Wildcat Sanctuary down to a science,
Yes.
and how things happen certain times of year at the Wildcat Sanctuary, sometimes in the fall and sometimes in the spring, where everybody comes together to make a big difference for the cats. And that time is just around the corner, so come next week. I hope everyone will have their ears to the ground and noses to the air, as we'll be sharing some fun news about the Wildcat Sanctuary and even more than that. So I want everyone to have a fun and safe weekend. Olivia?
Yes, Judson?
You have a fun and safe weekend as
thank
well.
You too, Judson.
From me to you, I'm losing my lynx in the frame here. But hey, I will talk to everyone soon, and we will see you back here at the Wildcat Sanctuary on Monday.
Bye, everyone.